Hey kids, what time is it?
What time is it?
It's Community Conversations time.
It's Community Conversations time. That's right. From the beaches of South Florida to the hills of Tennessee. From New York to Hawaii. Tell your friends that Community Conversations is about to inform the next generation with news, without fear, and educate them without opinion.
And a warm South Florida and Costa Rica welcome to all of you.
This 1 hour forum deepens connections, and it provides discussions on a range of topics including social emotional issues, improving relations with law enforcement, post-secondary education, careers, health and wellness, politics and race, inclusion and equality.
Focus on an initiative. Case in point tonight, you all were speaking about gun violence. Since I've been growing up, that's been a thing, especially living here in Florida.
Community Conversations, where it's all about highlighting the talented youth in our communities and the great things that they are doing.
In terms of encouraging women's involvement in civil rights activism.
Community Conversations.
Good evening, news enthusiasts. Yes, we're coming to you. It's 7 p.m. and you're tuned into Community Conversations. Yes, I am Jonelle Dinavazu. You heard it right. I am back. And joining me is Jasmine Wright. And we're coming to you from Palm Beach Has Talent Contest and Riviera Beach.
We have an amazing show lined up for you tonight. Later in the show, we'll have an update about the talent show, as well as we will learn about nonprofit organization in North Carolina, as we will learn about that has been making a huge impact in the Greenville community. Some residents of Riviera Beach housing community got an early dose of upcoming holidays recently when they have learned Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa in a arts workshop. Community Conversations senior correspondent Alex Blackwood has the story.
Good evening. The 3-hour arts and crafts workshop held at Azure Estates was dubbed Holiday Happiness. It offered students and their parents a wonderful opportunity to engage in creative activities while learning about these significant cultural celebrations. The morning was filled with fun and festivity. Participants learned about each holiday, and they also got a chance to make the delightful chocolate-covered pretzel and a variety of holiday-themed artifacts. These artifacts not only provided a creative outlet, but also served as a way for students to understand and appreciate the unique traditions of Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa. The workshop aimed to foster a sense of community and inclusivity as students and their parents came together to celebrate diversity and the rich cultural tapestry that these holidays represent. The workshop certainly brought smiles, laughter, and a deeper understanding of the holiday's true meaning, said Beatrice Nieves, property manager of Azure Estates. For Community Conversations, I'm Alex Blackwood.
Thank you, Alex. And a teen chess prodigy just made history. Stay tuned as Patrick P.J. Madison has the 411.
Good evening. I'm PJ Madison, and I'm coming to you from the new building of EJS. Now, 18-year-old Gukesh Dommaraju of India now holds the crown as the youngest world chess champion, even after a nail-biting finale in Singapore. The recent win came down to an apparent mistake by his 32-year-old opponent in the final match, giving Gukesh the win, a big slice of the $2.5 million prize, and the distinction of breaking Garry Kasparov's 39-year record as the youngest title holder. Up next, following through on a bet he made with his chess coach last week, bungee jumping off a bridge despite his fear of heights. For Community Conversations, I'm PJ Madison.
It doesn't just happen in A Christmas Story. A grown man in Australia could not help himself. He just had to stick his tongue out and lick an ice sculpture put up to advertise an energy drink in a mall in Sydney. Why? If you remember what happened to Ralphie's friend Flick, you know what happened to this poor guy. With people walking all around him, he found himself stuck in his tongue to display. That's really embarrassing. Security guy tried to free him by pouring warm water over his tongue to melt the ice. It didn't work. News.com in Australia isn't sure how long the ordeal lasted, but it was long enough for the energy drink company to post, "We never thought we have to say this, but don't lick ice sculptures in public."
Well, that's a lesson for us all. And folks, we are one day away from the annual Dr. Martin Luther King Oratory Competition, as Community Conversations educational reporter Sebastian Janvier tells us.
Students from across Palm Beach Country will celebrate Dr. King's legacy by showcasing their talent in writing and public speaking on Saturday, December 21st at the Delray Beach Public Library, 100 West Atlantic Avenue, Delray Beach. The contest is open to students from elementary through high school. This event is a great opportunity to shine. Start time is at 2 p.m. And this year's topic is, how would Dr. King reflect on the 60 years since his I Have a Dream speech? Compose and present your original 300 to 500 word speech and stand a chance to be judged by prominent community and business leaders. For more information, call 561-665-0151. Don't miss out on this chance to be a part of an inspiring event. For Community Conversations, I am Sebastian Janvier.
Thank you, Sebastian. And now it's a football sunner. Legendary coach Bill Belichick is taking his 8th Super Bowl championship rings to his new job as head coach at the University of North Carolina. Belichick's deal is reportedly worth $50 million over 5 years and comes as UNC looks to revamp its football program. It's a homecoming of sorts. It looks like a family affair. Belichick's dad coached for a few years at the UNC, and Belichick's own son, Steve, who coaches at the University of Washington, is expected to join him on his squad. So, since leaving the Patriots, the 72-year-old has been dipping his toe into broadcasting and was rumored to seek a return to the NFL. With his 333 NFL wins, he's just 15 away from breaking the all-time career record.
Tired of hearing that all the news is doom and gloom? We'll tune into Community Conversations, where we flip the script. We bring you uplifting stories of kids making a difference both locally and globally. If you know someone who needs a dose of positivity, why don't you give them a call or shoot them a text and let them know Community Conversations is on air? They won't want to miss this.
No, they won't. And we're calling all young musicians. It's the highly anticipated 5th annual Fernando Jones International Blues Kids Camp is back and better than ever. This year, the camp will be hosted at Kaiser University in West Palm Beach from December 26th to December 31st. This incredible, and might I add, free camp is open to instrumentalists, vocalists from age 7 to 17. Whether you're a budding guitarist, a soulful singer, or a passionate drummer, this camp is a perfect place to hone your skills and immerse yourself in the world of blues music. So to secure your spot, visit blueskids.com/early bird for audition information. And if you have any questions, you can also contact 561-665-0151. Again, that's 561-665-0151. So don't miss this amazing opportunity to learn from the best and make new friends who also share your love for music. So register today and get ready to rock. Are you ready? Again, call 561-665-0151 for more information.
Attention South Florida. Looking for top-notch security services? Look no further than Hunter Sanson Security, offering Class D and G concealed weapons training, tactical, self-defense, and much more. For more information, call 561-597-6348 and ask for Nick. Don't forget to mention you heard this ad on Community Conversations, where they serve all of South Florida with wisdom, strength, and integrity. Hunter Sampson Security, your trusted partner in safety. Stay safe, stay secure.
Alrighty. It's that time, from beaches to boondocks, from Miami to Maine, from the east to the west coast. People have been putting everything on pause at 7 p.m. on Fridays to hear their latest commentary on the news of the day. And now it's time for It's Trending Now with Mr. John and Mr. Ciron.
When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom. I'm gonna get, 'cause it's my freedom.
Brother John, what's going on, my man? Well, no, Brother John Neal, man, you've been gone. How long you been gone, John? All right. So I guess I got it by myself tonight. Well, Neil, why don't you bring Dina in and well, Dina, what's going on?
It's a warm time in Palm Beach County. I'm loving it.
Oh, that's all right. So where have you been? The last time you were with us, you told us you were heading over to South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, somewhere overseas in Africa. How's that coming along?
I was going to study abroad in Spain, actually.
Oh, Spain, same place. You had to get on the airplane.
It's a different part of the world, for sure.
So how was that? How was that, Dina? How long were you in Spain, by the way?
I was there for a semester, so from January till June. So basically for the spring semester of my junior year.
Where in Spain were you?
I was in Madrid, the lively city of Madrid. Yes.
Okay. So what about this Africa trip? Weren't you supposed to be going to Africa sometime?
No, but I am going to Tanzania in January,
when?
so I'm excited about that. So maybe you are seeing the future, Mr. Ciron.
Hey, Dina, see, all confused now. Dina, when you get to my age, things happen. For those who don't know, Dina got her start on this program. Actually, you were one of the first ones here. How long ago was that? Back in 5 years ago. Before the pandemic. In fact, Community Conversations got started before the pandemic. Okay, we saw where our kids were going to be cooped up in the homes, and we started this forum. And 5 years, Dina, we've been doing this 5 years, and we have not missed one show. And today we're in 8 countries and 24. Now, see, they're trying to figure out who are you. Who's that beautiful young lady sitting next to you? You'll find out eventually. Brother John's not here. Where's Brother John, Neil? Come on now. That's all right. Anyway, Brother John's not here. He's on the way in. But, man, there's so much we had to talk about. So much we had to talk about, Dina. So much. But, so, Dina, how's college? What's college like for you?
College is great. So now I'm winding down. So after studying abroad in Madrid for a semester, while I was there, I learned Spanish. So at the university, I learned Spanish. So I've acquired a new language. And then I went to Madrid and studied there for a semester in the language. So I had an immersive experience. And now I'm fluent in Spanish. So
You had what kind of experience? Hold up now. See, that's what happened when y'all go off to college, learn all these new words. Break that down to me. What kind of
I
experience?
said immersive experience, which means that
you went under the ground or underwater or something?
I was living in like Spanish. So I woke up speaking Spanish from the time I woke up to like the time that I went to sleep. So that's probably why you haven't really heard a lot of news from me, Mr. Steron. I don't know your Spanish
Gina,
skill level.
There's hardly
but
a show that goes by that we don't hear. Where's that young lady? You know, the one with the beautiful smile. Where is she? And I was lying to people. I've been telling them that you were in Africa, being an ambassador for the country, and when you were right here in Maine. Where were you, Maine or Vermont?
I'm in Vermont. So
Middleburg College, am I correct?
Yes, Middlebury College in Vermont.
And talk to me, what's the weather like up in Middlebury now?
Oh, I'm glad I'm not there right now. It's freezing. When I was there, it was below freezing. It snowed, but the snow melted and turned into ice. So I'm really happy to be enjoying the South Florida weather.
They want to know what's up with the new outfit. Well, hey, it's Christmas time. I got to get into Christmas spirit. It's kind of chilly, and are you chilly? Kind of, sort of. But you got the Florida blood. But Brother John's running a little late, so once he gets here, Neil, just bring him in. In the meantime, folks, school's out for the next week or two, and many of us will be visiting others' homes, whether it's a relative, a friend, or even a classmate, a family member. You just never know. Dina, for those of you guys in college, some of you guys may be from overseas and you're going to visit your roommate's home. So we thought we'd share some pointers to ensure that you and your hosts have a memorable experience and to make sure that you're welcome back again if the opportunity arises. All right. When you go to people's homes, simply never open the refrigerator without invitation or asking first. It's true. The rule is a delicate scenario, folks. Listen to me. It's not okay to drop your bags and immediately fix yourself a glass of their pulp-free orange juice, especially if it's organic.
Even if they say make yourself at home.
Make yourself at home. That's not what it means, Dina. That's not what it means. Once you've spent the night and settle in, then it's okay to serve yourself. Another one is never interfere with their pets. Okay, what does that exactly mean, Dina? What do you think it means?
Don't interfere with the pet.
Yeah.
Don't get in the way.
Just don't feed the pets. Don't comment on their pet's behavior. Hey, that's the pet's home. And don't let the pet out without asking first. Okay, let the pet be. Your job as a house guest is to tell them how adorable their pet is. Okay, look, in many cases, pets have more rights than humans. Okay, also do not bring your pet unless you're invited to do so. The same rule applies to children. Sorry, parents. If you're invited, don't take 3 kids with you. Okay? Never pack disorganized. Okay? The last thing that your hosts want is to make countless trips back and forth to the door to help you with your things while hiding the horror on their face that you may never be leaving. Because after 3 days, they're going to ask you, so when are you leaving again? Okay? Dina, it's real. Okay? It's real. Pack as neatly and as help me, Dina, you went to college. What do you call the word? Minimally?
Minimalistic. That's what I'm doing. Yes.
Okay. That's what you did when you came down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll pack in a backpack. When I travel, Dina, everything's in a backpack. Guess what? I fly Spirit Airlines. Another thing is never use all their hot water when showering. Okay. If your host insists that you take all the hot water, then you should interpret that as showering fast so there'll be enough hot water for them. Okay. Never make the host do all the cooking and the cleaning. Hey, it'd be best if you offer to help with the appetizer, Dina. Set the table or what? What do you say? Clear the dishes. Very good. Never make it obvious that you think you're on a vacation. Okay, never make it obvious that you think you're on a vacation. Dina, these are real. It's real. Folks submitted this to us, and we've been compiling this. By the way, Neil, is Denia Strong in the house? Is she on? Bring her on, please. Denia is our producer, and I want to give her credit for. Oh, there she. Well, hello. How are you, Madame Producer? Can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry, I'm good.
Why are you sorry?
I forgot to unmute my mic.
You were late getting to work today.
I wasn't late. I didn't get the link. So
Oh, you didn't get the link. You're the producer. You didn't get your own link.
You
Okay,
didn't send it to me.
that speaks volumes. Okay, one more thing, Denia Strong. John says, Brother John said I'm also okay. Neil, John is here. Please, I need my help. I'm sinking. Brother man, what's happening?
Man, you caught me mid-chew, man. What's good, good brother?
That's all right. That's all right, man. I was drenched over here. So, see who we have in the house tonight, John.
I see. The legend herself.
Yes, she has decided to do us a favor. Stop by for a day or two. How long are you in town for, Dina?
I'm here. Hi, Mr. John. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
You didn't say that you didn't say that to me earlier. Nice to see me. What am I, chopped liver?
Great to see you, Mr. Ciron. I'm
All
here
right.
in
After
town
the
until
fact,
the
after
new
the
year.
fact, Dina. That's all
Until
right.
the new year. Gotcha. How did the semester go? Mrs. Searon might have already asked you that, but how did the semester go?
It went really well. I learned a lot. I realized the education system there is very different in Spain, very in Europe in general, very different from that of the US. So I had to adapt to that a little bit. So we didn't really have homework, which means that I had a lot of free time to actually get to know the place and the people. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But with that being said, the final exam was worth everything, which meant that I also had to
So since
study a
there
lot
was no
every day.
lead-up assignments, everything was almost 100% was on the final.
Exactly. So I had to learn some time management there and some study skills, but it
Makes
was
sense.
great.
So, Brother John,
Well, we're glad to have you.
I was sharing with the world the list of do's and don'ts we compiled for those who are spending the week away from home, and I need your help here, man, because Dina wouldn't help me. Never make the obvious that you think you're on vacation, Denia Strong. Remember that you're a human with working parts, sharing in this home for a short while. Okay? If the garbage is full, what do, Denia? Offer to take it out.
Trash out.
This is not a hotel.
No, I have to take the trash out.
Oh, you don't take the trash out. Okay, if you see the morning paper on your way outside or inside, what do? Pick it up. And never assume that it's okay, John, not to make your bed. As soon as your feet hit that ground, start pulling up those sheets and fluffing those pillows. What do you say, John? What do you have to say? What advice?
Yeah, no, I mean, looks like you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, man. I think just always be respectful and courteous.
Yeah, like we told them last week, you're in
always be respectful and courteous. When they say make yourself at home, you know, they don't necessarily always mean that completely. So definitely, you know, be respectful. Be a good house guest.
And this one is specifically, hey, I'm just going by what the script said. So Robert Dodd, take it up with your producer. Never leave without saying thank you. After leaving for your visit, repeat your appreciation in a handwritten thank you note, sir. ChatGPT does that these days for people too, okay? To be prepared, purchase, and possibly fill out a card before leaving so you can put it in the mailbox as soon as you can. And I promise you, Dina, Denaya, et al., try some of these pointers and you never know. You may just be welcome back before you leave. What do you think about that, Miss Dina? What do you have to say?
I think it's very important. Thank you so much for sharing. I can use some of those myself.
Dina, all I need now is a fiddle. It sounds like you just say that just to appease me.
No, I think it's very important, especially saying thank you, showing that you really appreciated the person for welcoming you into their home. It's very important. And I think also bringing a gift is also great. It means that you actually thought about the person before.
And at least a gift card, even if you know that they like Starbucks, right? You know that they like to shop at Target. A nice little gift card would be nice.
Come to think of it, that was one of the ones we had, and Denaya Strawn took it out. So anyway.
I mean, there's a lot of spending over Christmas if we want to reduce that.
So Dina, you're in town for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I am.
Okay. Any plans? Any big plans?
Honestly, every time I come back home, I feel like I'm on vacation.
Hey,
because Florida is.
Hey, Florida's a vacation land, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, I'll see you guys after the show. Ms. Strawn.
Yes.
I'm going to dock your pay for tonight. You were late. Anyway, we'll see you after the show. Brother John. You know, every day when I think about, the people in our lives, it never ceases to amaze me. But to many people, churches are like a mechanic, show for motor vehicles, in that the wounded and the lost souls can be renewed in some of these houses of worships. And I share with you, John, that tonight we just want to shine a spotlight on the incredible work that's being done in one such organization. It's called Crossing the Bridge in Greenville, North Carolina. Your home state, boy.
Absolutely. Born and raised in Fayetteville. So Greenville is right down the road.
Right down the road, yeah. Now, this initiative, a division of Interfaith Clergy Standing for Community, operates under the Church's Outreach Network umbrella and is making a significant impact on the lives of many, as I said earlier. Crossing the Bridge provides essential support services to individuals aged 16 and above, addressing critical needs such as housing assistance, transportation support, and certainly legal services. Now, their comprehensive approach also includes mentorship programs, employment assistance, and behavioral health services, ensuring that every aspect of life is covered. Talk about being covered. One of the standout features of this program, and I know it very well, is the focus on the reentry support, helping individuals reintegrate into society with dignity and with purpose. Tonight we have the CEO of Crossing the Bridge hanging out with us, the Reverend Dr. Rodney Charles Sr. And we want to delve deeper into the stories of those who have benefited from this just remarkable program. Doc, as we always say when we see each other, welcome aboard. Bring him on, Neil. Bring him on.
Well, good afternoon, Good evening, actually. Thank you for having me on board. And John, you from the Fairview area? Are you familiar with WIDU radio station?
I
John
am.
Cookman, good friend of mine, partners with me, partners with him, and
Okay.
we're
Okay.
still doing an anniversary. We just had one October 25th down there at the Fairview Coliseum. Him and Sandy are good people, man. Good people and
Yeah,
doing great
man.
work down
Born
there.
and raised. My family, my parents still live there. Went to East Smith High School. So yeah, born and raised in Fayetteville. Went to North Carolina Central, and then kind of been different places since then. But yeah, Fayetteville, North Carolina is always home, and so yeah, it's good to see you, good brother.
Amen. Likewise. And again, to Ron Allen, thank you so much. I feel like we knew each other about 20 years. I mean, we always in dialogue and conversation, man. What a good heart and good spirit that he have. And I'm gonna just dive right in. I guess the question is about the crossing the bridge. I'm gonna have to go backwards first. Churches Outreach Network was the first ministry was started. It has the 501(c)(3). And after that, and that started in 2007. But in 2014, we came in with called the Community Unity Network. And that was bringing resources to the community and helping them with their light bills and finding what was the need. And that built up to a resource center. And that was in 2015. But in 2014, as the interfaith clergy churches outreach just stopped going, we got into the interfaith of bringing pastors together and us coming together and not it's not about worship, it's about fellowshipping and bringing resources together. And there was things that the Lord allowed us to do to bring disaster. When the disaster Matthew came in, we was already prepared. We was ready. We came like an army. We was working, getting things done. We celebrate the Martin Luther King. We do the blessing of the badges with all the first responders. We do cops and clergy on the ground. We have conversation. So what came out of that inside the interfaith clergy was to cross under the bridge. Was first started working with men who was coming out of jail. Dennis Gaddy's a good friend of mine. I don't know if you know him in the North Carolina area. He's actually from the Raleigh area. Him and Peggy Tatum. And he was a lawyer who got arrested. He did bad, but he came out and did a 360. And him and Darryl, they call Second Chance, and that's here. So we put a charter down here in Greenville, North Carolina. And what that started is working with men first. And while we was working with the men's and with the interfaith clergy, working with the men's, we started having men's conversation. We got really involved with the Kendrick brothers, Show Me the Father. Courageous was the very first one years ago, and started working with them. And then we had judges, we had the district attorney at the meeting, we have corporation. We had presidents of corporation here, and actually they was actually hiring these men. So we did a screening on the men's and start hiring these men. And at the prison in Hamilton, they was only giving them 25 cents an hour. One of the gentlemen, he was giving them $20 an hour through the company, and even though he picks them up and bring them back. So we started that network working with men. And the question was asked, like, where your relationship with your father? And they didn't have one. So the blessing is that they didn't have one, they couldn't pass it on to the children. So most people are doing the best they can on what they have. So we start working with their children because they want to be close back with their children. So we first start working with juvenile. So we work with those in the juveniles in the courthouse with the district attorney. DA was always at the table. These cases, these big, and their mother's not there. The first thing we did is get this bail system set up, where the bail system was not, they can't afford it, and we just made a way to get them out and put them through a program that was called a youth mentoring. So we have business people, we had the county, the city, we had the sheriff department, the police department, all of them are involved with this program, working with these young men, before they lock them up. We also had mental health involved with us. So seeing where they was at, so doing screening and really help them get themselves together. And so we started focusing on that, and we've seen the success of that. There's so many different stories, which, children go through a lot, and we have programs called Doc and Love, Doc adopting likeness children, and I'm a facilitator with children being abused. So there's a lot of hitting things that are going on in these children's heads that goes on. And I won't get too deep because I think there's youth on there. That's a male conversation. We could talk about some of the things that happen with children at another time. So those trainings, they have to go through those trainings, work with these young ones. So then we start finding out, well, we focus on those who are doing bad and successful to start working on those who was doing good. So we put together called Youth Entrepreneur. We work with a gentleman named Brian Hamilton. He has his foundation. He set up a curriculum for us and did it online where the children can go through that. We talked to them about not just about business, the business part, but we also talked to them about nonprofit. We speak about the Robin rules of 501(c), the 855, how you do a bylaw. We went through the whole thing because some folks may want to work on a nonprofit and to build something that they have in their heart that God had gave them.
Doc, quick question, man. Quick question for you. How are you guys determining, the needs of the community? I know it might deal with some of the participants in the program. And so how are you guys determining the needs of the community? And, what would you say has been the impact on the lives of the participants? Like, are there any success stories or anything that you can share with the
I can give
the
a
audience?
success story. Let me answer the first question. The first one is having communication, sitting down at a round table and having some food. So that I gained probably another 25 or 30 pounds down here. I was a little light when I got down here.
Gotcha.
Instead, but we have conversations and talking with them and hear from them. They tell us, not that we say, hey, we feel that we need this or you need to do that. They will explain to what they had to need. Even pastors came to the table on what they had to need of, what they couldn't do, and what was going on in the churches. So that's how we started that. There's many success stories. One of I would give, we had a young man, there's a soup kitchen down here called the Joy Soup Kitchen, and we almost lost it. And when we got in, I got folks to help us, and I left there. We had $250,000 inside their bank account, new floors, and up and running, and got people to go ahead and run it to make it right. And that's a nonprofit. But there was a young man in there that came in, and I normally give a word and have other pastors. And I tell pastors, you can give a word, but you cannot connect them to your church. People need to go what church they want to go to. This is not a place where you start bringing people in. You give the word, and if they hear your voice, as it said, the shepherd, they know if you're the shepherd of that sheep, he will follow you or she will follow you. So to go back into the conversation, as we were sitting at the table, I gave a message, and a young man said to me, he said, man, he said, listen, man, first he said all bad words. Let's go there first. He said, y'all pass all bad words. I said, something like, you got my vote. But he was keep on telling me thank you. And I said, well, thanking me for what, my friend? I mean, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I mean, thanking me for what? Everything is God. Give him the glory. And he said, you don't understand. He said that, my mother gave up on me. I have no wife, no children. I'm a crackhead, and I was going to kill myself today. It was because of you sitting with me, talking with me, and having conversation. I want to change my life. And that's what a slogan of mine came in. A personal touch is better than a preaching word. Today, that young man, he's attached to, that's going over 9 years ago. I think it's 10 now. We got him a job at a corporation here, the dealership, GMC. He works. He's not a sales guy. He's on a regular salary, getting the pensions and all that. And he loved the Lord. He started his own ministry now. He goes out there reaching these guys out there in the street, take them to Bojangles on Saturday, explaining the Lord. He buys books like this book in A Little Good Time for Men's. And he buys books. He gets his cell phone and he brings them to these resources to help them. So that's just one of the success stories of seeing them. We have young men who actually is doing so much good in their life that was in a group home, and foster care. So we work with all of those entities with these young ones. And one of the things we do, we bring diversity. Diversity is not about African-American men. It's about all of us coming together. And that's what we have.
Doc, looking ahead, what are your goals and vision for the future of the program? And then how can the community support those efforts?
Well, the goal of this community is we already building a curriculum with this. And we could be trainers on trainers, could keep on going. This is not something that, first, I'm not going to finish it, because anyone starts something and finish it is not of God. So I'm at a position that I can only stop what God has me at. And for whoever come over, I can give them the blueprint. We have a curriculum built here in my office here on empowering yourself. We have these curriculums done. We have these books, training on trainings for those who keep on training. We work with them in the health department. We have, oh, this thing is heavy. we have these, oh, this thing is heavy. We have
CPR
these dummies. We teach the kids on CPR, AED machines, do the how. This thing is heavy. Put this thing down. Oh, this thing is
Now, Doc, I have a question for you. I know you do a lot in the community, especially for adults. Okay, I know you have the mentoring program for the kids. You have a radio station. You have access to a TV station. What are you doing to prepare your young people, especially in the avenue of public speaking and what we're doing here with these young people?
So we have a broadcast here. We also have a news anchor who retires. She does some of it in this office here, in this big suite. We have a studio back here. So we're teaching, they've been teaching on how to public speak and bring that information. So we have a prayer thing, and we get the children involved with that. We also have a gospel choir, where all the churches have people that join this and they practice and come together. We also teach them on how to build websites. I am a web designer, and websites, how to do that. We have signage signs. I got a big office here, buddy. Signage. We teach them these things on the signage and get them more out to hear from them. We also have a national program TV station down here. It's done by a gentleman named Henry Hinton. Him and Webb are good friends. So that goes on the cable channel, and that's the Community Insight broadcast. And teaching them. We teach them about photography.
The CIB, which brings me to my next point. We have a lot of young people here where I am. We have a lot of young people in South Florida. You have your thing going on in North Carolina, and I'm sure our listeners in Toronto, our listeners in Costa Rica, all over, would love to be a part of this. How can we, vector the synergy so we can do more for these young people?
We are open to anything that on partnership, because this ministry is not mine. So whatever we need to do on partners and getting you more involved with that, it'd be nice they was here in the live studio. We do the virtual, but we do have the virtual studio to work with them. And whatever you see that you feel that what as us giving to the Father, because I have no direction where I'm going. And the key is, what can we do together and work with them? I know they have skills. I know there's some are scared of public speaking, and some need to be more trained in public speaking, because one of the key things, we teach them elevator pitch. You have to be able to have an elevator pitch. And even as entrepreneurs, we teach them how to business, and we have some success story there. We have one young lady, she does all the graphic now. So she's one of my contract. We help her get a contract, and she did it for an entrepreneur. She wanted to learn about design.
Great success story, Doc. Now, today's
all the moms and everybody else.
Tell me about it. Today's the 20th of December. In 5 days, we're going to be celebrating a huge day. You know what that is. Yes. Doc, what's your word for the world?
The question for the world, Jesus is the reason for the season. Yeah. And don't forget, he's the reason. Let's don't get caught up with anything else. And that day, Christmas, we thank God, is the day that they gave us, but we know that ain't the day. But Christmas is every day. Valentine is every day. Thanksgiving every day. But we must continue to keep our eyes on Jesus at all times.
That's what you call 100. Reverend Dr. Rodney Cole Sr. Ladies and gentlemen, Doc, thank you as usual, and we'll talk soon.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on. Have a good night.
Now, y'all may be wondering, who is this young lady, as you've been asking all evening? Who is this young lady next to me? Well, I have Miss Grant. I'm going to have her tell you more about herself shortly. But, John, you heard a month ago they had the Palm Beach Got Talent show in Riviera Beach, Florida. She was one of the winners. And she has graced us in our Riviera Beach studio tonight where she
Oh
is,
man,
and
here we
she
go.
I was told that she did a performance earlier. You did two selections, I was told, two selections earlier, and I'm not sure if they had a chance to hear it, but she is here with us. So tell us about Miss Grant, Cheyenne Grant. Tell us about who are you? What?
Hi, my name is Cheyenne Faith Grant. I've been doing singing for a while now. I have a passion for it, and like outside of what I do of singing, I do like different things. I do art, I do like sometimes I do tech, do theater, musical theater, like with different musicals, and a lot of other different things.
Where do you go to school?
At Egret Lake Elementary. And my middle school is Bach Middle School of the Arts.
Oh, so you want to go to Bach?
Yes.
Okay, and guess what? I'm gonna claim it. You will be in Bach. I'm prepared, Mr. John and I. We're prepared to do everything possible to make sure you're in that first class next year. Yeah, that's all right. So you did last month. You were second place winner, I was told.
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, I sung "You Know My Name" by Tasha Cobbs.
You Know My Name. Can you give us
That's
just
a
a
classic song.
Yeah, there you go. We're thinking alike. Just hit it.
You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name.
Wow. All I can say,
Thank you.
John, thank you so much. What a way to end our segment. Brother John, guess what? Denia Strong told me that we have next week off. We will not be having a live show, as she said earlier, but we will have community conversation. I don't know what they're going to be cooking up, but we're going to have 2 shows, she said. So she gave me and you the week off. That's all right. That's all right. Well, what's planned, bro? What do you have planned?
Whew, man. So, they started the college football playoff tonight. So Indiana plays Notre Dame at 8:00 on ABC. And man, I'm just, today was the last day. So I work at a university. So today was the last day of work until the new year, man. So tomorrow I'm just relax, man. I'm gonna just relax, and on Sunday I'm gonna fly to Dallas. So I normally spend the Christmas season in Dallas with my mom's side of the family, and yeah, man.
Well deserving. Okay, they're telling me that we got to go. Well, tell you what, John, we got to go. But guess what, Miss Grant, we're gonna have you take the show over from here. Okay, and you're gonna do everything in blue. So, tell you what, Neil, why don't you go ahead and play my favorite song, ladies and gentlemen? This is my favorite song back in the day when I could sing. Go ahead, Neil, hit it.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go home. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go home. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
You're on, Jasmine.
If you are just joining us, you are watching Community Conversations. We're harnessing the power of remote technology to engage the next generation with news that informs without fear and educates without bias. Tune in and stay connected with the world around you, right from the comfort of your home. Community Conversations, where the future of news is now.
That is right. Hey there, awesome viewers. Yes, that's you. Do you value what you're seeing right now? Here is your chance to make a difference. We need your help to keep community conversations on the air. Your support ensures that we can continue bringing the stories that matter most. So, how can you help? You can make a one time gift, just $50 can make a huge impact. Or you can make a monthly contribution of $5 to keep the monthly rhythm going. Every dollar counts, and it really does, and it's greatly appreciated. Just so you know, your contributions are tax deductible and go directly towards helping our newscasts stay vibrant and informative. So, if you want to donate now, you can visit our safe and convenient portal at www.kopmn.org. That's www.kopmn.org. So let's keep the conversation going and keep the community strong. In just a second, we'll have a video playing for you.
Then her first love is DSC. But if she wears the Delta symbol, then her first love is DST. She's a Delta, she's a Delta, she's a Delta.
And that's it, folks. Tonight's show is brought to you by none other than your original superstar, Daniel Neal Noel. This talented cinematographer and engineer is a proud proud sophomore. Oh my gosh, Neil is growing up. Proud sophomore at Florida State University. So thank you so much, Neil, for your contribution. And I think you're muted. You can go ahead now.
And let's not forget the brains behind this production. Our illustrations producer, Danaya Strong, and hard-working 11th grader at Atlantic High School in Delray Beach, Florida. The multi-talented Danaya plans to be a broadcast journalist in the future.
Amazing. And before we wrap up, let's give a groovy shout out to our amazing Community Conversations classroom. You all deserve it. So first, we'll start with Miss Pashka and her Eagles at Midway School in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Mrs. Zentegos and her Hawks at Frank H. Hammond School in Munster, Indiana.
And Mrs. Scott and his Dolphin, and Mr. Scott, and his Dolphins at Samantha Smith School in Sammamish, Washington.
And a happy birthday to all our fabulous students, teachers, and viewers who are celebrating this week. Keep shining bright and making our community proud. Stay tuned for more exciting updates and celebrations right here on your favorite community TV show.
Dina, before
And
you
there
go,
have it.
Dina, I was just informed that we have something for you. We have a scholarship to the Elks Lodge summer camp in a place called Umatilla, Florida. It's a week-long camp, and it's pretty cool. I'm sure someone will be in touch with your mom, but stay tuned. It's in the summer. It's for an entire week, and you're going to have just so much fun. And also, from Brother John and I and the entire community conversations team, here is $50, girl. Don't spend it all in one place. Make sure you get a gift for mom and daddy. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations.
That was what it's about.
Thank you.
Anytime. Hold up now, LaShawn. Oh, no. You still got to work now. Work's not over yet.
Congratulations. Well, it's the season for giving. So
Yeah.
that's a wrap for this week's episode of Community Conversations. Tune in next week for another exciting dose of news. Yes, it will be Christmas weekend, but we'll be showcasing the incredible things that young people are doing both locally and globally. From us all here, have a safe and fabulous weekend and Merry Christmas and enjoy your weekend. See you next time.
Okay, Dina, until Neil finds this outro, I guess we can just, Jasmine, bring him back on, Neil. Bring everyone on. Yeah, he said it's looking, or it's lagging. It's okay. Go ahead and kill it, Neil. We can edit that.
Thank you for tuning in for another amazing rendition of Community Conversations. If you like what you saw tonight, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with friends, families, and even acquaintances. Be sure to tune back next week for another amazing edition of Community Conversation.